This is In the Know for Monday, January 11, the 11th day of 2021. There are 354 days left in the year. Good morning, MB, guiding you through In the Know at K105. On Litchfield's Country Station 1039 The Moose, live online at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app, using the SoundCloud or iTunes podcast, on Facebook Watch, on YouTube Live, on Periscope. And the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we're going to update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. And we're working under odd circumstances today. We'll tell you about that as we all try and adjust and get used to things. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's Speech. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
Well, I'm okay.
Does
it's
feel
odd.
feel all weird to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll tell folks why in a minute that it feels odd. We're trying to say we're trying something new, but we're not really trying something new. We're trying something that we have to do. She's the pride of Pumpkin Center, the heiress to the great mini burger fortune. She's Vera Wang's arch nemesis and the Professional Bargain Hunter's Woman of the Year. She's Misty Embry Thomas. Hey. Uh-oh, where'd you go? Try it again. Oh, I know why the problem is. I muted you and then I unmuted you.
Am I there yet?
Yeah, I think you're
there.
there.
I am.
Who knows though? These levels may be all over the. But we had intro music.
Yes.
Sure.
The intro
That's
music
good.
may have sounded better
I
than.
mean, things were bumpy until me, but what's out of the norm?
Sounded better than anything. So we're having a staycation.
Is that what we're going to call this?
Well, it's something.
Something.
We're.
I do appreciate your ability to make a bad situation sound better.
All right, so if you watch the show a lot, you'll always notice that there's a monitor over my right shoulder that generally is important, and I hadn't really noticed until I saw the frame that monitor is dark, and that's a pretty good indication of yeah, that's bad. So we were away from you suddenly on Friday because of that dark monitor over there, and then waiting for a remedy through the weekend. So what we basically decided that we had to do was, as if we were going on the road, to do In the Know on the road, but we would do it from the studio. So we're connected to our building in the way we would if we were, calling a parade or doing something exciting like that.
Which is what is interesting for me, because you two are more accustomed to these headsets than I am.
Yeah.
It feels so weird for me.
I also forget how much I enjoy hiding behind a microphone.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah, me
it's a
too.
full frontal picture
Yeah.
today of the nose.
I'm out here, Jerry, and I'm loving it.
I'm not loving
I'm not
it.
really loving it. I'd rather have
Right?
something
Me
like
too.
this.
like
where
Wilson and his fence.
Right? I found myself grabbing for my
I know,
mic.
right? Like I feel so exposed with this headset
But really,
on.
if you think about it, what's wrong with the mic boom being right there in front of us? It is Linus's security blanket. Like, well, I mean, yeah, it's not working, but
I think the audience likes it better too. It's like if you ever saw Wilson without the fence, we never did, but had we, that's what the audience is experiencing
yeah,
today.
Dennis Cook said the new headset's cool. Well, you're going to get to experience it perhaps tomorrow, but trust me, we don't find them cool.
No.
We don't.
We don't find them cool at all. So anyway, we're having a staycation, but it is good. We've during the year 2020, you had to be concerned with atrophy. If you don't use it, you'll lose it. And so this is keeping our ability to go on the road sharp. We're using the new mixer that I've never used before, so I'm used to having this boom in front of me that I have to orchestrate and work around. And believe it or not, you may be surprised, but you do a whole lot of hiding behind this.
You really can.
It at least makes you think you're hiding.
Oh, right?
No one can see me behind this microphone when
Here I am.
things get rough. Clouds gradually decreasing today, and we'll see a midweek warm-up. Southern system will bring some flurries for areas south of the parkways throughout the day today. Cold front bringing rain and snow chances and colder air on Friday. In between, there will be a period where we will get a little bit warmer in the process. We'll see decreasing clouds, high of 37 for today, mostly cloudy, and 26 for tonight, and then mostly sunny and 46 for tomorrow is what we're... See, I don't even have a place to put my papers. I don't have a normal place to put my papers. So just, you all right? So far, so good.
I think there may be music playing on the Moose.
Yes, there is. There
Okay,
should
very
be.
good.
There,
Okay.
there absolutely should be.
All right.
Nancy Pelosi told 60 Minutes last night that the House will proceed with legislation to impeach President Trump unless the Vice President and Cabinet invoke authority to force him out, calling President Trump a threat to democracy after the deadly assault on the Capitol. She made the announcement in a letter to colleagues before telling 60 Minutes about it, and then framing it as an ultimatum to Vice President Mike Pence to invoke powers of the 25th Amendment to remove the president from office. Her plan is to seek a vote today on a resolution calling on Pence and cabinet officials to invoke the 25th Amendment. Under those rules, she says she's calling the full House back into session, which is waste of taxpayers'
Yes,
dollars
absolutely.
in the end. So too little. I think too little, too late.
Well, this is just a waste of time and a waste of money. I think this is one of those, I am going to win that impeachment thing before I myself have to leave office.
Yeah, she
this
lost.
earth.
Yeah, she lost before.
So just leave it alone. You're wasting our money. And listen, we have hemorrhaged a lot of money this year trying to take care of the people with COVID. So let's just stop, Pelosi.
I do think that some of what they're attempting to do is to thwart any type of political future. That's really what they've spent the last 4 years doing everything that they could to eliminate him from the political landscape, and which at times is extremely unfair. But I will tell you that he handed them a loaded gun last week. And when things didn't play in the direction that were favorable to him, he's going to have to suffer some consequences. But I hope to not be talking about Donald Trump 4 years from now. I hope this was a nice little experiment, and there are a lot of things that happened that I think are for the good in our nation. Unfortunately, a lot of them are going to be clouded and thwarted by some of the things that went poorly and the discourse. I wonder, we're talking about Mike Pence. I'll be curious to know when the history books are written, when the Trumps leave the White House, when the waters settle just a little bit. The waters will have to settle. I'm not saying they won't get more rocky before they will settle. But eventually, I'm going to be interested to hear some of the real stories about the Trump administration over the last 4 years. And more importantly, I'd like to know how many times Mike Pence kept the Trump administration out of the ditch even more than it ended up in the ditch. I think history is going to look back very favorably on the role that Mike Pence was able to play to straddle two different sections of people, the Washington that he already knew, and then this kind of a prototypical president in President Trump. So I'm kind of interesting to see. There's going to be a lot of the real story later on once
Yeah.
you can't be tweeted at. But I will tell you, you can't be tweeted at by the president now, which I was concerned with what his tweets could do, but I disagree with Twitter deciding to mute the president.
Yep. If you're going to mute politicians, mute them all.
Well, and I'll tell you, for some somewhat selfish reasons, I'll use this analogy. If we muted the president, okay, as a holder of an FCC granted license, if we muted the president, we would lose our license. Right? If we went about thwarting free speech, political speech, if we said, nope, we're not going to do that. We don't like your point of view. We don't like what you can do with your information, so therefore we refuse to acknowledge you and we're going to silence you. We'd be gone in a New York minute. And so either you deregulate us or you regulate social media.
Well, that's what
Those
I
are
was
your
gonna
two
say.
choices.
I think what's going to come out of this is you're going to see people forcing for those FCC regulations on social media platforms now because they've become the largest media giant in the land. So, and I think that's, it takes something like this for us to all go, wait a minute, how do we not make that happen where our president loses his right to use Twitter?
Yeah.
Because what if they turn around and do that to Biden? You're going to have the other side going, wait a minute, I don't want my president silenced. So I think that's where we're moving. I think now we'll have to have people looking at legislation of going, is social media now considered a media outlet? And do they become regulated?
It's very Orwellian.
It is.
Very Orwellian that Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and look, I don't know anything about Parler. I'm kind of scared of Parler the more I hear about it because I think it's a sanctuary for the hate that we have too much of. But I also don't think that necessarily Amazon and Google Play and Apple can just say, well, we're gonna eradicate you from the face of the earth as well. There's just too much power being wielded by too few companies right now. And again, I just go back, either give us the freedom to roam or regulate them. And I think regulate them is going to happen because they're not going to give us freedom to roam.
Well, you have to look at how many decisions. They know, there is a documentary out there, they know their marketers work, that they work on our psychology. They are brain training us to buy certain things, to go and to participate in news things based on what we have clicked on and what we've looked at. So if you don't want to be brainwashed by these large companies, which is obviously proving not to serve us well in society, then they need to be regulated.
The more video I see of the assault on the Capitol last Wednesday, the more troubled I become.
Me too.
I was appalled at it in the beginning, but I thought, well, largely there were a few bad actors, and they're the ones that are getting the media attention and etc. But the longer I look at it, I saw a piece last night where they were outside the door, and some of those people drug a Capitol police officer out of the doorway and down the steps, basically discarding him or her into the crowd. This was not they crashed down the doors and just had free roam of the Capitol building. You know, they went through waving flags and etc. and marching through. It was troubling. There was far more violence than we first saw on Wednesday as it was going down, because there are cameras everywhere, but it takes a while to curate all of the camera angles and actually see who did what and when. And I know there are many people of the conservative ideology who will look at it and say, yeah, that was bad, and sort of turn away. I would encourage you not to turn away. Look at it longer and actually see what happened on Wednesday, and I think you'll start to understand why the world is so troubled over it, because it was more violent than what I realized real time watching it.
Yeah,
Concerning. And I just hope that Inauguration Day isn't a rinse and repeat of the same thing. The governor of Kentucky has reported over the weekend 7,472 new coronavirus cases confirmed over the weekend, 4,240 on Saturday, 3,232 on Sunday. That brings us in the last 5 days to 22,875, 45 new deaths. The rolling 7-day positivity rate rose from 11.91% to 12.32 on Saturday, and then checked in at 12.45 yesterday. Hospitalizations fell by 35. Closer to home, though, COVID surge continuing pretty much all around us. In Grayson County, we have had 52.4 cases confirmed per day per capita. And between Monday and Thursday, we had 63 coronavirus cases confirmed, bringing us to a cumulative total of 322 cases diagnosed over the last 26 days, 12.4 days. And my understanding is that in the coming days, we're going to start seeing some messaging from the Grayson County Health Department that lays out the points that you need regarding vaccination schedule, who's up in line, when, how to go about it, etc. Do I have that right, Misty?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we'll look forward to updated information. The Kentucky General Assembly met through the weekend, and in a stinging rebuke of the governor's response to COVID-19, Republican lawmakers gave final passage to bills limiting his emergency powers to impose restrictions meant to contain the coronavirus. After months of fuming on the sidelines, they fast-tracked work on measures reining in his emergency authority. My understanding is the governor, under this bill, under this legislation, the governor could call a state of emergency for 30 days, and then the extension of that emergency would have to be then renewed by the General Assembly. I hope that they close the loopholes that then he couldn't claim a new emergency on the 31st day and say, oh, this is a different emergency than the one before. But as is often the case, politics is kind of cat and mouse and looking for ways to needle in where you can. I don't know that 30 days is the magical number, but I do think it forces multiple branches of government to at least talk over solutions and figure out how to move forward. We clearly 30 days into COVID-19, we were not in the clear by any stretch of the imagination, and things were still of an emergency nature. But this is no longer an emergency. This is a way of life.
Right.
This is new circumstances, new norms, and will we relax some of these restrictions at some point? Absolutely, we will. But I don't think any longer the word emergency can be used. An emergency is, hey, look out, that thing's getting ready to hurt you. Mm-hmm. Now, you can stretch that over longer than 30 days, but so he'll veto it. And then they'll override the veto, and then it'll go to the Supreme Court for the state of Kentucky, and where, if you just watch precedent of the Kentucky Supreme Court, would have a tendency to lean a little bit in the governor's direction, but we'll see if it gets challenged beyond that when it gets kicked up to courts where the political ideology might be swaying just a little bit differently. The legislature also, under new legislation, Kentucky's anti-abortion attorney general would be given new power to regulate abortion clinics under a bill that won final passage Saturday from the Republican-dominated legislature. The Senate voted 30-5 to send the measure to Governor Beshear, who vetoed a similar legislation in 2020. The proposal that passed Saturday would give Republican Attorney General Daniel Cameron the power to seek civil and criminal penalties for any violation of Kentucky's abortion laws. It's an issue that has passions in both directions, and you've seen the State General Assembly for the last couple of sessions really work on this issue. And I just kind of want to. I'm anti-abortion, but I think that if you want to, you got to make sure and get it right. You got to make sure that you're doing the right thing across the board in the times in which we live in. I know some people say, well, the time is never good to end life. I've got it. But the world that we're living in the moment with the Supreme Court decisions that were made, you can't get over passionate about it and lose your ration. And so I guess my question is that if in 4 years there were a Democrat who were the Attorney General, would you still be happy with this legislation? And sometimes I think that politicians have a tendency to get in the fight, and they get passionate and they get principled and they say, yeah, let's do this. I know I do about things. I get, impassioned on issues or things that I know a lot about. And I think, well, this is the obvious choice to make. Mm-hmm. But sometimes we don't think it beyond the current time that we're in. So I'm not against the legislation necessarily. I just want us to be diligent and deliberate and reach the best outcome possible.
Right.
That's all. It's a hard one to do. Can't make everybody happy, of course. The Tennessee Titans season came to an end yesterday. The Lamar Jacksons of Baltimore ended the Titans campaign 20-13. A little bit surprised at that outcome. The Buccaneers downed the Washington Football Club 31-23 on Saturday. The Bills beat the Colts 27-24. The Rams beat the Seahawks 30-23. I couldn't believe that. I thought the Steelers were the odds-on choices in the AFC, but the Cleveland Browns, apparently the Cleveland Browns, at least for this season, have done something a little bit differently for got a different outcome.
Husband's become a Browns fan.
He has?
Yeah, it's so odd.
He's spending too much time in northern Indiana. I guess
I
it's
guess. He
it's-
picked up a hat, and from that point on, I was like, are we a Browns fan now? I'm confused. I've not seen this T-shirt.
Is
in the
this
house
what
yet.
we're doing,
Yeah.
really? Also, the Western Kentucky University, I think, lost. They're doing this weird thing where they're playing back-to-back games in 2 days against the same team. And Western was down 63-58 by Louisiana Tech.
In a COVID world, Mark, when everybody's healthy, you play all the games in one day.
Get them all,
Yeah.
just run the entire
Everybody's
season.
here, all the games today.
South Carolina women rallied past number 10 Kentucky 75-70. What a difference Keon Brooks made, igniting Kentucky 76-58 at Gainesville. Goodness. So I don't know if we'll ever know what his real injury was that kept him off the floor, but Kentucky needed him a lot longer. We've needed him far longer than they've absolutely realized. So there you go. There is
More of that.
all the headlines of the day. We got to get to a break, and we will come back and continue on. We're kind of doing a staycation, if you will. Just kind of getting used to a different kind of setup here. Got to get to a break. Back with more here on In the Know.
Could never die. That'd change if she ever found out about you and I.
Ooh, honey, hey, grab my wallet off the nightstand. I'll go ahead and warm up the car.
Warm up the car? Hey, what's the rush?
Bluegrass Cellular has the biggest discounts of the year on smartphones. There are even select phones up to 77% off.
77%. That is huge.
Hey, have you seen my light jacket? I can't wear this bulky one. I need full range of motion to shop this sale.
I wonder what big name brands they have. Do you think they have?
Yep.
Oh, well, I wonder if they have...
Yeah, they do. Yeah, in several colors.
Well, do you think they have the...
Oh, honey, I don't think they have it. I know. They have our favorite brands, like the Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $9 a month.
Sheesh, we better get going. This sale is for a limited time only. Restrictions apply. Shop online and in store. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
USDA's Farm Service Agency is happy to announce that producers can apply starting January 6th until March 5th for the new Quality Loss Adjustment Program, or QLA. The QLA program provides assistance to crop and forage producers who suffered a quality loss due to natural disasters occurring in 2018 or 2019. Losses must have been a result of qualifying drought, excessive moisture, flooding, hurricane, snowstorm, tornado, typhoon, volcanic activity, or wildfire. A harvested eligible crop must have had at least 5% quality loss reflected through a quality discount, or for forage crops, a nutrient loss such as total digestible nutrients. Please contact your local FSA office to discuss eligibility, calculate payments, and submit your application. Our FSA team can assist with forms and documentation required to apply. Visit farmers.gov for more information on the Quality Loss Adjustment Program and many other disaster assistance programs offered by USDA.
Expert care, high technology, hometown kindness. That's Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. The team of dedicated healthcare professionals at Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center is committed to bringing you quality, compassionate care in a safe and state-of-the-art facility, driven to continuously improve the quality of health in the communities they serve, at the same time promoting healthier and more productive lives and lifestyles, close to home. Reliable, honest, progressive. Twin Lakes Regional Medical Center. Your home, your health.
Tesla is now taking orders for a cheaper standard range version of the Model Y. Electric says the new lower-cost version starts at $42,000 compared to $50,000 for the long-range model. The discount comes with a lower EPA estimated range of 244 miles rather than 326. TikTok a little late, but nevertheless out with their top 100 list for trends that happened in 2020. Topping the creators list is 16-year-old Charlie D'Amelio, who's known for viral dance videos and other creative content. She also has the largest following on the platform overall. Bella Poarch has the top viral video lip-syncing Miley B's M to the B. The top hashtag on the short-form video site was You Have To. Kohler is out with a new smart bathtub that lets you use an app or your voice to fill the tub itself to a specified level and a certain temperature. And once that's done, add some fog, or turn on some aromatherapy. Tech Report, Larry Olson, and
Today is Hot Toddy Day.
Oh, okay. I'm
don't
a
know.
fan when I'm really sick.
I don't know if I've ever actually had a hot toddy.
Oh, then
Really?
Or not.
Then you've not been sick enough.
Fortunately, that's
Yeah.
probably right.
Yeah,
And
you rarely get sick, right?
like to stay at that. Like
Yeah.
to keep it that way. It is also Human Trafficking Awareness Day today. Has increasingly become a global problem, but especially here in the States. And I think people don't realize how much along the interstate system is, trafficking is more likely to take place along our interstates and major roadways and routes. It is International Thank You Day today.
Oh,
So
very good.
thank you for coming today. Thank you for coming today. And
Thank you for paying me to talk.
Thank you for being part of
hosting and
the
doing
audience
this.
today if you're here. Thank you for learning a new skill today.
Put that on my resume.
You said,
Really didn't have much of a choice.
you told me
but-
before 8 o'clock, I forgot how much I rely upon muscle memory.
I really do, because I know when I start reaching this way, I start giving the time and date. Good morning, it's January 11th. This is your daily dose. And then when I start reaching this way, I need to start talking about the song.
Yep. I understand.
Yeah.
Also, this year's Consumer Electronics Show. This year's all-digital experience starts today in Las Vegas and runs through Thursday. So they've gathered all of the vendors, and then they're doing spotlights, I think, around on various platforms. So I think they're still having the show, but I don't know that you can fly out there and go to the convention center like you historically would have.
I would actually like to go to one of those.
CES is on my
Pretty
bucket
cool.
list.
Yeah,
It is.
I think it's pretty cool.
We've been to the second largest trade show in Las Vegas multiple times. I would like to go to the largest trade show out there sometime, but
You would never leave.
that's true. I'd be
the
there
fear.
when the next year starts.
Yeah.
But that's where we learn the VCR was introduced at the Consumer Electronics Show in 1970. The camcorder and CD player in 81, HD TV in 98, the PVR. So then that was TiVo, and now we just, we just state as the obvious. Oh, just
Right.
record it.
Right.
On what? Because everyone has a. Well, I assume everyone has a DVR. Tablets, netbooks, Android devices in 2010. Connected TV and smart appliances in 2011. Consumer 3D printers in 2014. So what will come out of the CES this year that we all just becomes part of our everyday in 2 or 3 years? I don't know if it will be this, but Facebook is launching a pair of connected glasses very soon this year. First question, didn't Google already try this?
Yes.
We already had
We
Google
had Google
Glass,
Glass.
and people decided that
It didn't take off.
it was too soon. I think there were some elements of it that might have been popular, but until you have true universal 5G, I don't think these wearable glasses are going to be fully as helpful
But
as
also,
we might like.
I still think, though, I mean, 2 of the 3 of us wear glasses on a regular basis. So unless you're going to give me something to retrofit over my already established
Exactly.
glasses, so you've lost a large amount of your consumer base, because unless you're wearing or not wearing glasses, you're not going to go and buy these and utilize
But
them.
do you think that in 10 years, when you get prescription glasses, that some of this wearable technology is going to be integrated into them where it's just commonplace?
I think that's where they missed the mark, was if you have to be able to offer it to everyone. So it needs, like I said, it need to be something that I could retrofit into my glasses until I could buy frames already made.
Yeah.
and that so
Like
it
the
never
old,
interested me.
The old clip-on sunglasses.
Yeah, you know,
that
from the jerk. Yeah.
And my mama used to use, and may still. No, she has.
No, I'm
she
talking
has
about the
sunglasses
grabber
now.
thing from the jerk.
Yeah, the Optigraph.
Yeah, the Optigraph.
But
yeah.
but you're talking about a filter. You know, there used to be the little clip-on sunglasses that you put
yes,
over your
yes,
regular glasses.
Yes.
They looked like you had taken some film negatives from Kodak
Yes, they did.
and trimmed the perforations off the side and attached some type of miniature chip clip, and they just sat right there on the middle of your glasses.
It was a great. I don't even know
it
what that was.
was-
Description.
I don't know. I don't
of
know if it was great.
The ingenuity behind somebody developing that one day, and I'm sure a chip clip was involved in the prototype.
That might be.
Had to be. Yeah.
Facebook is hoping it can convince everyday folk to don a pair of web-connected glasses. They still won't exactly say what these smart spectacles will do. I'm going to need you to state your intention.
I need more of a description of
Yeah.
what is everyday folk.
Yeah.
Who's that? Who dat?
Company confirmed that the first version won't support proper augmented reality. Oh, so one of the things it could do is eradicate ugly. If you run up on a person who's unsightly, then it can change their appearance through your glasses and be like, oh, well, you don't look so bad after all.
Think of all the sober people we would have now. They don't have to drink till she's cute anymore. We just put on these glasses.
Sure. It's constant
I'm
beer
a fan
goggles.
of sobriety. I am a
So
fan of sobriety,
terrible.
right? So we have literal beer goggles now.
Sober
Yes,
beer goggles.
Sober beer goggles. That's what we should call
Got
it.
it. Or
The
when you go to the
SVGs.
store and someone is wearing something that is not proper, like when someone's wearing pajamas at the store, or
Yes.
when you look at, you can have an augmented reality that puts them in a tuxedo
Yes.
or an evening gown.
Yes,
or
your sequins are fabulous today.
I can see some
That.
upside, but I can
Yeah.
probably. The company is building the glasses with Specs giant Ray-Ban and its parent Luxottica Group.
Okay.
So they're following the pathways of just what you're suggesting.
All right. Okay.
And both their VR and AR division employs several thousand people. So,
Well, hit me up when you get to the Zulily glasses. 'Cause
yeah.
I got the $4.99s on. That's the common folk glasses.
Can I get my cheaters off the rack?
I'm sorry. Didn't you start with wanting the common folk, and now you're going back to the 1%?
Now you're going to Luxottica. Yeah, I'm going to. Yeah.
Common folk here and driving around on Luxottica.
When you find your way to the little carousel at Midway Pharmacy that has all the readers, when you get onto that, then talk to me.
That's me,
I
boo.
might be able to.
It's where you go find me, right
might
there.
Be able to help you out. Fruity and Cocoa Pebbles ice creams are officially here to make dessert better than ever if you're so inclined.
Wine.
I could do the Cocoa Pebbles, but I don't want any of the Fruity Pebbles ice cream. No, you're not willing to try it?
I don't since I've been 10 and I gave up the sugar and those cereals when I realized that's what made my belly hurt at school. That sounds like those fake sugars. Oh, it's awful.
I just noticed my mic boom on this makes my coffee slurp a lot
Very
better.
slurpy this morning with
Very
this
good.
particular.
Well, I'm trying to crowd in there.
I know.
A lot of times I can
know,
lean away with
I
my
was
coffee.
going to, and I was like, I can't. I'm going to pour it on my face.
I've not even tried
He
with my
will
tea.
not be happy if I pour it on the microphone.
Crowded location for you all.
I need a
that
straw for the
theory.
coffee. Somebody create that.
Okay, so you ladies, when I mentioned the outcome of the NFL contest over the weekend, you all both started thinking about things you have to do this afternoon. Correct?
Yeah, we check out.
You did mention your husband. You heard Browns and said Jason bought a Browns hat. I can say
I go back to fashion.
I can say that.
How can I tie this in?
What if I converted the divisional weekend that's coming up? We went through Wild Card Weekend, the first ever Super Wild Card Weekend. 3 games on Saturday.
Okay.
3 playoff games on Sunday. Now Super Bowl menu is really starting to come into focus.
We're back.
All right.
Welcome back, Christy.
I thought I
It's
could.
like, wait a minute.
Okay, I'm like,
What day is this?
I thought I could bring you all back.
I didn't understand anything you just said to me.
Nor did I.
Yeah.
I guess the
Right?
Super Bowl is 4 weeks from yesterday.
Okay. I thought about this over the weekend that you had not mentioned it.
Well, because the playoffs hadn't started.
Well, I didn't know that.
But now the playoffs are underway, and
I was concerned
those
I'd been
people
uninvited.
those people who lucked into a wild card have been eliminated. That's not fair. The Titans shouldn't have been a wild card team. They were played better than a wild card team. So coming up on Saturday, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. So Los Angeles is very Pacific Rim. So it's going to be very fusion, new age. It's going to have an element of Asian, like an Asian kind of base.
Yep.
I kinda
But it's
like
going to be
that.
new age fusion.
And we've never done that one before,
No,
right?
we've not. Yeah,
Okay.
we've not done that. Versus the cheeseheads. So this will be
Which we have done before.
all cheese and dairy if the Green Bay Packers get in.
I'm a fan of.
So,
right?
which is likely going to be the Packers. I think the Packers would be the favorites, but Rams playing pretty well. Now, we'll need Jason's help
Okay.
on if Cleveland were to find their way to the Super Bowl, which I think is unlikely to happen. We never really thought we would have to study up on the Cleveland cuisine because the odds of them getting to the Super Bowl have been and remain so far reaching that it's unlikely. But I don't even know what we would serve. It doesn't sound particularly appetizing when you're talking about the Browns.
Yeah.
So
Because Kentucky has the hot brown, so Cleveland can't have that.
Cleveland can't have that versus Kansas City barbecue.
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah,
which is
Yeah.
good.
well, we did it
It's a good
last year
option.
because of defending national champs, the defending world champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, and I'd say there's a really good chance they get back. And then the Buccaneers, so Tampa Bay. I guess Tampa Bay is going to be a little bit coastal.
Okay.
Probably going to be Florida coastal. I'm out on the Florida lobster. You can forget it. Florida lobster. Bleh. But we could do some grouper. We could do some things that are popular in that area. We're kind of familiar with the Western Florida.
Whole fish taco thing.
Yeah.
She loves.
We're sort of familiar
Yum, yum.
with that type of food versus jambalaya.
Oh, my husband would be so happy.
So, or etouffee, or we could, branch out. We might be able to have beignets for dessert if New Orleans gets in. So, L.A. Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. Baltimore Ravens. So that'd be Maryland crab cakes back after an absence of a few years. Versus the Buffalo Bills. So that would be what? Hot wings? Buffalo wings?
Oh, please let it be crab cakes.
Yeah. So Rams, Packers, Ravens, Bills, Browns, Chiefs, Buccaneers, Saints. Out of those, what stands out the most that you might like?
I'm going cheese, and I would love a good crab cake. I just don't know if I can have it with my allergy.
Well, what about if it was imitation crab? That would save a lot of money
And maybe my life.
and your life.
Then there's that.
Tampa also has strong Cuban cuisine.
Oh, Cubans sound
I thought
fantastic.
Miami I thought the Dolphins had to win to get a Cuban sandwich, but now if Cuban sandwiches are on the table, that's a game changer.
Bring that back. I'll take a
Absolutely.
Cuban sandwich all day.
Got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
It's your man Buffalo Steel from the world famous Nappy Roots, and I got a message for you. Never underestimate you. Never underestimate you.
The Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship provides free tuition for Kentuckians who want to earn a degree in a high-demand career field. Go to workreadyky.com to learn more, or give them a call at 833-711-WRKS.
Available at Jefferson Community and Technical College.
Never underestimate you.
Have you checked your credit report lately? Don't fall for any scams. Better Business Bureau's president and CEO, Rihanna Smith Hamblin, has some tips.
Don't fall for emails that offer free credit reports. Look for grammatical and spelling errors, and don't click on any links. It could lead to identity theft. Go straight to the source, annualcreditreport.com, to get your free credit report up to 3 times per year. The site will ask for some personal information. For more tips, go to bbb.org.
It's just a little shot, but the COVID-19 vaccine does more than keep you from getting sick. It will get folks back to work, get our kids back at school, and get our economy back on track. It's a shot of relief, a shot of hope. As the FDA-authorized vaccines arrive in Kentucky, just keep doing your part. We can't all get the vaccine at once, but we'll all get a turn. Get the facts at kycovid19.ky.gov.
USDA's Farm Service Agency is happy to announce that producers can apply starting January 6th until March 5th for the new Quality Loss Adjustment Program, or QLA. The QLA program provides assistance to crop and forage producers who suffered a quality loss due to natural disasters occurring in 2018 or 2019. Losses must have been a result of qualifying drought, excessive moisture, flooding, hurricane, snowstorm, tornado, typhoon, volcanic activity, or wildfire. A harvested eligible crop must have had at least 5% quality loss reflected through a quality discount, or for forage crops, a nutrient loss such as total digestible nutrients. Please contact your local FSA office to discuss eligibility, calculate payments, and submit your application. Our FSA team can assist with forms and documentation required to apply. Visit farmers.gov for more information on the Quality Loss Adjustment Program and many other disaster assistance programs offered by USDA.
At the University of Kentucky, there are no bounds to our campus, no limits to our ambitions. Now you can earn a degree from UK anywhere. Every day we're expanding our reach and impact for a world that moves faster and demands more. Over 30 degrees and certificates, 100% online, from Kentucky's flagship university. We're prepared to adapt, grow, build, challenge, and succeed together. Find your program at uky.edu/ukonline.
K105 Weather is brought to you by Future Designs Building Materials on Quarry Road in Litchfield.
Twin Lakes weather. Clouds look to be a bit stubborn for the first half of the day, but we'll see some clearing, especially for those of you further to the north as we head into the afternoon. Highs today into the mid-30s for tonight, down into the 20s tomorrow, a bit warmer with highs into the mid-40s. From the Wave 3 News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana Andrew.
Just blow smoke. Hey, yeah, we're just blowing smoke. Hey, yeah, out here going broke. Hey, yeah, we're just blowing smoke.
Did you know the first people to wear T-shirts were sailors in the U.S. Navy?
Get it, Popeye.
Well, they pulled off the sleeves, right?
Yeah. Well,
the
depends upon the
sleeves?
type of T-shirts at the time, but naval uniforms used to be kind of a heavier type of denim blue work, and when it got wet, it was very dense.
Can you
also,
imagine itchy?
working on ships, it was collecting sun because of its color.
Oh, sure.
And so the white reflective enabled naval sailors who were working in the sun to have something more reflective that was lighter, that was more wicking, and the sailors gave birth to... I mean, can you imagine our world without T-shirts?
No.
I mean, it's there's no telling what the industry is worth.
I mean, how would we let people know what we're thinking without T-shirts?
That's true. You got to be able to telegraph your message to say, "Here's what I got on my mind." I'm going to play. I'd like to play a quick round of You Pick Trivia, but unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it without sound effects.
Oh, I can do the sound effects. I have been practicing.
Okay. Well, are you going to sing the? Are you going to sing the theme song, or do I need to?
I can't remember what theme song is.
I guess you can just make one up.
Oh, well, that's on the spot.
Okay. Well, I mean, isn't that easier than remembering one?
I mean, let me know
Very
when you
good.
need me to fade
You've
out.
got a future. You've definitely got a future
Here,
in game
look,
shows.
look. When you do this, I'll start fading down.
Oh, I
okay?
see.
Very
All right,
good.
let's just get to question number one.
Okay.
If you get one of three correct, you win bragging rights. If you get two of three correct today, you get to crow around the room like a Baney rooster.
Is this why Nancy Pelosi? Is this the game they play in Congress? This is why she's trying to go back for impeachment.
Yep. And if you get three of three, you get to say "pucker up, Whoville."
At what point do I get to wear my roller skates? Because I put them in the car over the weekend.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Question number one: what does a country's GNP mean? What does a country's GNP mean? Is it gross national product? Is it greatest national purchase? Is it good new people? Or government nuclear plan? Is it gross national product, greatest national purchase, C, good new people, or government nuclear plan? You all both wrote very quickly. Misty, we'll start with you.
I'm studying global economies,
Okay.
so it's gross national product.
Gross national product is absolutely correct. So are we
Ding,
supposed
ding,
to...
ding, 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 ding,
We have to
ding.
give the applause sound. What did you say?
The same.
Okay. I assume that you both got that right. I was trying to do one pretty easy to get out of the gate. Question 2. Which word can mean both wise man or a type of herb? Which word can mean both wise man and type of herb? Is it A, guru, B, basil? Is it C, sage? Or D, bladderwrack? Is it A, guru, B, basil, C, sage, or D, bladderwrack? Do you all know already? All right, Miss Buckles, what is your guess?
It's sage.
Sage wisdom. What do you say?
Sage wisdom.
Sage wisdom is absolutely correct. Give yourself
Ding,
a
ding,
round
ding,
of
ding,
applause.
ding.
Very good. Congratulations.
I'm really nailing this sound effect in case you
Question
didn't know.
number 3. No, I would like to rephrase that. Question number C is what is both the name of a Korean fish dish and a garden tool? What is both the name of a Korean fish dish and a garden tool? Is it A, pruner, B, spade, C, rake, or D, hoe? Which
My
is
option
both
wasn't
the
on there.
name of a Korean fish dish and a garden tool? Is it A, pruner, B, spade, C, rake, or D, hoe?
Okay, well, I wrote down instantly whack-a-mole, so that's not on there. Is it my turn to go first?
Are you all locked in? Have you all
Yes.
made your
Yes.
commitments? Yes, and Misty, it is your turn to go first.
Then I'm going to say rake.
You're going to say rake, okay?
I said
Deej,
spade.
what do you say? You say spade. I fooled you all. It is hoe.
Oh, I wanted to say
H-O-E.
hoe.
If
but
I
it-
had
but it
said
felt a little bit
also
wrong.
a word for lady of the evening, then you would have gotten it, wouldn't you?
I would have said
Yeah.
spade.
You
She
wouldn't
is a
have said-
spade.
You would have said rake or pruner or any other garden
You know
tools
why I
that
went
might be
with
out there?
rake?
What?
Because it's spelled like sake.
Oh, so it'd be
Right?
like rake.
Yeah,
Rake
yeah,
instead of
rake.
sake.
Right.
Okay, I got it. I understand. What else must you need to know about
dang
before
hoe
we
again.
get out of the same box office? Wonder Woman 1984 wins the third weekend with $3 million at the box office. Tiffany Haddish donates 100 suitcases to foster kids.
Nice.
Tiffany Haddish was on My Next Guest Needs No Introduction with David Letterman, and I found her, the information that I learned about Tiffany Haddish, I really enjoyed.
Okay.
I didn't know a lot about her. She's funny in her movies. She's been doing stand-up a lot longer than you realize. But one of the things I learned about her charity efforts, she was also on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Jimmy Kimmel, and she took her wig off. She got frustrated over a question, and she just took her wig off, and she sat there bald-headed. And it was so funny.
Girl,
Anyway,
I like you.
she explained that when she's also Jewish
Okay.
and African American, which, not all that frequent
Yeah,
that you
that's
hear of
odd.
that combination. But when she was a teenager, she was in the foster care system. And when she would move around, they would make her load her possessions up in garbage bags
Yeah.
when she would go from home to home. And she realized that made her feel less than human. And so she made it her pledge that if she was ever successful, she was going to make sure that as many foster kids as possible had a suitcase, that when they needed to go from place to place or home to home, that they could, with civility, put their possessions and their things in their suitcase and roll it or carry it to their new place. And I thought, what a fabulous, that's one of those areas that until you walk that
experience it,
walk,
you don't know it.
you don't really, you just kind of take it for granted. And so, really good.
Good for
Just,
her.
good for Tiffany Haddish. We got to get to a break. We'll come back and we'll finish it up for the morning. Got more on the way. Hang around here on In the Know.
Well, darling, I'm just trying to tell ya that there's always been a rainbow hanging over your head.
Legendary rock band Van Halen is well known by music fans for songs like Jump and for guitarist Eddie Van Halen's innovative playing. Back in the 1980s, the band was just as legendary among concert promoters for their tour riders. In every contract, the band included a short clause requesting a bowl of M&Ms backstage, with the brown ones removed. Although many people dismiss that request as self-indulgence by entitled rock stars, the band considered it a shrewd business move. It was a simple mechanism that allowed their managers and road crew to spot potential problems. For the Van Halen crew, the bowl of M&Ms was a test. A tour rider details everything a concert promoter agrees to do for a band. That could include anything from a particular sound system to the menu of food and drinks the band wants backstage. If no bowl of M&Ms was provided, or if the brown ones hadn't been removed, Van Halen's crew knew that other parts of the contract, like lighting requests or safety issues, could have been overlooked too. Details matter. That's a valuable principle in any area of life. Business, relationships, even personal growth. Small character flaws can grow into bigger and deeper problems. Your character in small, insignificant moments in life is the same character you'll exhibit when it really counts. Pay attention to the little things. For more to help you thrive, go to FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly.
Ooh, honey, hey, grab my wallet off the nightstand. I'll go ahead and warm up the car.
Warm up the car? Hey, what's the rush?
Bluegrass Cellular has the biggest discounts of the year on smartphones. There are even select phones up to 77% off.
77%? That is huge.
Hey, have you seen my light jacket? I can't wear this bulky one. I need full range of motion to shop this sale.
I wonder what big name brands they have. Do you think they have?
Yep.
Oh, well, I wonder if they have...
Yeah, they do. Yeah, in several colors.
Well, do you think they have the...
Oh, honey, I don't think they have it. I know. They have our favorite brands, like the Samsung Galaxy A51 for just $9 a month.
Sheesh, we better get going. This sale is for a limited time only. Restrictions apply. Shop online and in store. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
It's your man Buffalo Steel from the world famous Snappy Roots, and I got a message for you. Never underestimate you. Never underestimate you.
The Work Ready Kentucky Scholarship provides free tuition for Kentuckians who want to earn a degree in a high-demand career field. Go to WorkReadyKY.com to learn more, or give them a call at 833-711-WRKS.
Available at Jefferson Community and Technical College.
Never underestimate you.
Ready to join a new gym? Better Business Bureau's President and CEO Rihanna Smith Hamblin has some tips before you sign on the bottom line.
Before you join a gym, determine your priorities. Take a tour, ask if they offer a free trial, and take your time making a decision. Understand the introductory offers and cancellation policies. BBB often receives complaints against gyms because the customer didn't read the terms and conditions. And don't forget to check out your local gym at bbb.org.
It's just a little shot, but the COVID-19 vaccine does more than keep you from getting sick. It will get folks back to work, get our kids back at school, and get our economy back on track. It's a shot of relief, a shot of hope. As the FDA-authorized vaccines arrive in Kentucky, just keep doing your part. We can't all get the vaccine at once, but we'll all get a turn. Get the facts at kycovid19.ky.gov.
MB's point to ponder for today. How motivated should I be today to get our studio back to normal?
They've seen our face now, and they're still there. So at this point,
I mean, it is what it is.
We've
I'm
taken
not here
off
tomorrow, so
yeah, we've moved the big microphone and exposed our whole face, and there's still enough of them hanging on. I'm going, I don't really care what you do at this point.
It's okay when you get into it.
Mm-hmm.
but it's the transitions that are a little bit weird.
Yeah.
And I feel like, by the way, I should apologize because the audio levels have probably been awful today because you don't have a whole lot of finesse or it's harder to hear.
Just as a listener, just think of it as somebody gave us a stick shift to drive, and we've not been in Pepal's truck for a while.
It's been a few days.
Do we get credit? Do we get credit for doing a show on the road, even though we were like?
Yeah, does that box get checked?
Does
I
this
think
count
so.
as a remote? Is this our first remote of 2021?
Well, this is the way it would be done in a pandemic. You do the remote at home. Okay. With everything else that's been going on.
Buzzword. You win $50 for
Thank
today.
you.
You
Thank
said
you.
you said the buzzword with everything
Said the phrase
that's been
of
going
the
on.
phrase of the decade.
Absolutely. But I did find a chart toppers button, so we at least do have some chart toppers for today.
All right.
So,
Look at that.
Today's highlight in history, this date in 2020. Health authorities, you might not be familiar with this headline. A year ago today, health authorities in the central Chinese city of Wuhan reported the first death from what had been identified as a new type of coronavirus.
How'd that work out?
So there's a milestone for you. In 1861, Alabama became the fourth state to withdraw from the Union. Speaking of Alabama, The Bachelor is on tonight, but most people that have any sports interest at all will be watching Alabama and Ohio State in the national championship football game. If your husband goes missing for about 3 hours, you'll know where he is. He's watching. He's watching the Tide and the Buckeyes.
Just leave him alone.
The Stink Eyes. In 1908, President Theodore Roosevelt proclaimed the Grand Canyon National Monument. It became a national park in 1919. Birthdays today. Naomi Judd is 75.
Wowza.
Mary J. Blige is 50 today. 50. Amanda Peet is 49 today. I've always liked Amanda Peet pretty well.
Me too.
Most recently, we've seen her in the Betty Broderick story.
Mm-hmm. I've not seen that.
Which with
pretty good.
Christian Slater, it was all right. It's one of the few things I've seen that aired on Lifetime. Didn't it air on Lifetime or something similar to that? One of those other.
Yeah, one of the affiliate channels or something.
Misty, Gone But Not Forgotten, born this date in 1755. A. Ham.
Oh.
Alexander Hamilton was born this date in 1755.
Good day, sir.
The national championship football game and the production of Alexander Hamilton are about the same length. You could watch Hamilton while he watches the football game, and you'd both be finished about the same time.
Solid events this evening happening at our house.
Carol Shelby, born this date in 1923. Clarence Clemens, born this date in 1942. In 1959, the Chipmunks were number one with the Chipmunk song. Judy in Disguise, John Fred, and the Playboy Band in 1968. But in 1977, Stevie Wonder was number one. It's Songs in the Key of Life. Yeah. And I Wish was number one this date in 77. Nappy-headed boy. Party All the Time, Eddie Murphy in 86. 1995, Bon Jovi and Always. I'm sorry, I didn't have Bon Jovi Always in my library for today, and I didn't have time to buy it before the show. My apologies. In 2004, Outkast was number one. Misty, I don't have Khalees Milkshake in my library, but it was also number one this date in 2004. My apologies.
They say it brought all the boys to the yard.
You been skating to that song?
They lied.
No?
What, the milkshake song?
Yeah, the milkshake.
Maybe that's the problem. Maybe I didn't wear my skates with my milkshake to the yard to bring the boys around. Maybe the boys would come if I wore the yellow milkshakes. Or the yellow skates with my milkshake.
I love the way you move. I love that song. And it may be my favorite Outkast song, as a matter of fact.
What year was that?
2004.
Oh my gosh, that's been
Was
a hot
Hey
minute.
Ya your favorite Outkast song? Or
Yeah.
Or is it
every single time?
Crazy.
Roses.
Oh. Did you finally get
That's Gnarls Barkley.
Oh, that's right, it is.
And 2013, 7 years ago today, Bruno Mars was number one. with Locked Out of Heaven. One of the few concerts that the three of us have all been to at the same time. Right?
What a good one it was.
It was a good one, absolutely.
Good, I love it.
All right, well, we survived.
Thank you, sweet Jesus, for the little baby Bruno Mars.
I'm ready for some new Bruno Mars music.
Me too.
Bring on the Adele, bring on the Bruno Mars, bring on the travel.
We did get Kings of Leon, so we're moving
That
towards
helps.
good things happening in 2021.
That's good. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today.
Thank you,
We
Kayla.
survived. And I have it
So
on
far.
decent authority that maybe we'll be back to normal tomorrow.
My name is Alexander Hamilton.
Mm-hmm. Now I want to watch
Alexander
that.
Hamilton.
If I disappear for about 3 hours this afternoon, you'll know where I am. MB's Pearl of... Because I got to watch the football game tonight. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. You can find a million reasons to be angry at the world. And you can find a million reasons to be happy. Choose wisely. You can find a million reasons to be angry at the world, and you can find a million reasons to be happy. Choose wisely. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Misty Thomas, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
Powered by Heritage Media of Kentucky, WKHG Litchfield, Kentucky, USA. 104.9 FM, the Twin Lakes Best Mix, K105, your news star.